what's up, everybody? Welcome. Good morning. Today is June 21st. This is episode 136 of the Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next 30 minutes or so, I'll be delivering the top cybersecurity news stories of the day to you directly with my expert analysis on each of the stories, really on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you operationalize this at your work? Or if you're looking to break in the industry, how you can literally just like blow back the hair of the interviewer as you're schooling them on all sorts of new ransomware variants and, what's going on in Costa Rica, cyber war, information warfare, vulnerability management, governance, risk, and compliance, whatever it is they want to talk about, you'll have an answer for. So it's wicked great. Shout out and thanks to this stream sponsor, Barricade Cyber Solutions. Cyber criminals have stolen your company's data and derailed your business operations. Barricade Cyber Solutions can help you resolve that ransomware attack and get your business back on track. Really, the key takeaway here is Eric Taylor and the gang over at Barricade Cyber Solutions are intimately familiar with ransomware and how to handle stemming it before it spreads laterally all throughout your environment, how to help you understand that your network is completely donked, or how to negotiate with threat actors, aka criminals, on getting your decryption keys or your data back. So definitely consider giving them a call. I want to remind you, if you hold professional certifications that require CPEs like CISP, CISA, CISM, each episode of this show right here, the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, is worth half a CPE. So that's 2.5 a week, 10 a month. They stack. Make sure to document literally the easiest, and I would consider, I've been around a while, like I really enjoy this particular CPE opportunity. So document it, say what's up in chat, make sure that your name is understandable to an auditor. So you could say that was me right there. If you're live, love it. I see 60 of us, at least on the Simply Cyber YouTube channel, stacking in here. So absolutely pumped to be with you on this Tuesday morning. If you are watching on replay, I love what you guys have been doing. Drop a hashtag team replay in chat. Really, really love all that. Basically, some people, it just doesn't work in their schedule for 8 a.m. Eastern, and I get it. So I appreciate that you're watching on replay, and I love that the replay community has started trending with that hashtag team replay. So I recognize you. I see you. Very good. So if you are on replay and you want to jump right to the news, which a lot of people who watch replay told me in the comments that they enjoy the pleasantries at the beginning too. But if you're new here and you just want to get to the news, when this screen right here of my big mug that says Daily Cyber Threat Brief changes, that's basically we're going to start the news here. So feel free to scrub to the right. But for the next, minute or two, I always like to say good morning to everybody in chat. That's what I'm going to be doing. Omatola, good to see you. Hey, Marna, over on Simply Cyber YouTube. BSEC, I see you on the YouTubes. No Twitch today, huh, my man? Navina, very much good morning to you. Hey, Michael Torres. Oh, good to have you with us live, Michael Torres, over hashtag Team Replay. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Hey, Stephen Kell, what's up? Good to see you. Good morning. Bob, I do reply to replay, but it's mostly people just saying Team Replay, so I don't... there's no question or inquiry. So sometimes I say what's up or give a little heart emoji. On Twitch as well. Oh, thanks, BSEC, pumping those numbers. What's up, Philip Martin? Obaloyo, good to see you. Good morning. Elroy, looks like we've got a pretty good audience today. 80 people on the Simply Cyber YouTube. I see the LinkedIn's coming in. Justin Loken, Jason Walters. Good morning, Jason Walters. I hope that situation we talked about got resolved in a way that was amicable for you. Kings of Summer, nice to see you. Guys, we will be raffling off compliments of Barricade Cyber Solutions later today for vouchers for the GRC Analyst Master Class. So if you're interested in taking that GRC Analyst Master Class, you've been kind of on the fence, you have an opportunity today, compliments of Barricade, to win a 100% free voucher into the course. So we'll get into that. All right, guys, I think it's time. Let me take one more solid slug. What's up, Nick Barker? Good to see you. Hey, Sherry. Let me take another good slug off this coffee, and then we'll get into the news. Love that coffee. Okay, good morning, Matthew Voles. Hey, BB. All right, guys, let's get into the news. Michelle, good to see you on LinkedIn. I appreciate that. Yakov on LinkedIn. All right, let's get into the news.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
It's Tuesday, June 21st, 2022. Windows
Hold on a
downloads blocked in Russia.
Hold on. I made one small production issue mistake. So give me a second. Why is this not oh, I see what's going on. There we go. Got to make it look purty, right guys?
Russia's TASS news agency reported that users in Russia can no longer download Windows 10 or 11 image files and installation tools from Microsoft. Believing Computer confirmed this finding using a VPN server located in the country. Users attempting to reach these assets from Microsoft either receive a 404 error or a warning that there was a problem with your request. There's been no statement from Microsoft why these downloads appear to be blocked, so it could either be a technical mistake or intentional effort. The company has said it would meet its contractual obligations in Russia while suspending all sales in Russia since March and scaling back its operations in the country.
Well, okay, so I don't know why Microsoft doesn't have an official position on this, but the fact that Windows 10 and Windows 11 downloads are blocked, I mean, that would be consistent with what Microsoft said as far as ceasing operations. This isn't Windows 10 and Windows 11 security patches that are being blocked. This is the downloads of the ISOs. Again, when you put like economic sanctions and bar countries from doing business with other countries' businesses, it seems like, oh, like that could suck or whatever. But then when you see this actually materialize, where you can't get Windows operating systems, like everybody, I mean, I know I'm an Apple user, Mac guy, but I mean, I'm on a Windows machine right now. Like I could take it or leave it, but the fact that I have the choice is pretty good. So this is one of those kind of downstream impacts. One thing to consider, it is possible that, I don't know why they would do this, but Russia could be blocking this, right? At their network layers, not allowing kind of these downloads to come in. So it's not coming from Microsoft, coming from Russia, or it could be the other way around. I don't know. At the end of the day, though, guys, like and I know, and we all know, like if you want to get a Windows 10 ISO or Windows 11 ISO, you don't have to pull it from Microsoft, right? There are other ways to get it. So I don't think that this is blocked fully, right? I just think that this is not blocked from Microsoft. So small impact, but I don't know. Like the thing is, you can't buy like I'm pretty sure a lot of the tech stores closed that were like American based, like Best Buy or whatever. Circuit City, if you're with me, if you're a 90s kid. So I don't know. This is like interesting, but nothing really noteworthy for us to do here.
The importance of receipts. When a reader passed on a sign from a Missouri Jimmy John's that was closed due to a fraud scam, Brian Krebs thought it was related to a business email compromise scheme. But after investigating, he found a decidedly more low-tech approach that proved costly for the establishment. The store's owner noticed that after agreeing to give a husband and wife manager team 2 days off, the cash receipts at the end of the nights were substantially larger than when he wasn't manning the till, something that proved consistent over several weeks. He found that one of the managers would take an order at the drive-thru, make change for the transaction, but then delete the order before it could be completed in the system. He estimated the employees stole almost $100,000 in cash receipts. Krebs note that businesses looking for a discreet law enforcement response should contact the IRS, who are obligated to investigate all notifications from employers about unreported income.
All right, hold on one second. I'm just going to turn my podcast volume down really quickly. Let's do this. I just want to see if my audio gets a little better for you guys, okay? All right, so let's talk about this for a second. Guys, this is fraud, plain and simple. I'm not going to commit fraud ever, but as a academic and as a complete nerd, I love fraud. Like there's a book, if Kimberly McKnight's in chat, she knows what I'm talking about. There's a textbook called Principles of Fraud Accounting, and it is a taxonomy textbook on how to commit every single form of financial fraud. People think that they're clever and they've come up with new ways to steal money. But at the end of the day, much like MITRE ATT&CK, there is a well-defined taxonomy on how people do fraud. And that book covers all of it. And it's amazing. Now, this particular piece of fraud is simple. This is a fast food restaurant, husband and wife team. So there's collusion. And one would take an order for, a Happy Meal or whatever you want to say. It's $5. Then they take the $5 from the customer and then delete the order from the register. So obviously that money is not accounted for. You stick it in your pocket. at the end of the night, the registers will sync with the money in the till, right? So money taken in matches sales. But the thing is, and this is why. Oh, you know what? Here's the lesson learned on this one, right? Let's take it back to our CISP days, y'all. Okay, this right here is why you do job rotation. I have never really seen job rotation except in the U.S. military. The U.S. military, they rotate you every 3 years. Now, I don't know if it's for this reason or not. Mike Jones is in chat. Maybe he can comment. But when you do job rotation, things like this, where these two people left for 2 days and all of a sudden the amount of money that the business was making was substantially more. Oh, let's figure out what the heck's going on there. This is why you do job rotation. That way someone can't get in, understand all the processes, find the vulnerabilities in those processes, and then exploit them for their own financial gain. Hopefully these people get arrested and go to jail for theft or fraud or embezzlement or whatever you want to call it. But it sucks. And it sounds like this particular business is a franchise opportunity and had to go close itself. And all the people who depend on it for feeding their own families had to go figure out what to do because they couldn't work here anymore. So scummy people, Principles of Fraud Accounting is the book, and job rotation. I've only ever seen it in a textbook, right? But this is an exact reason why job rotation is a thing and why we talk about it in information security.
Chrome extensions can be used for fingerprinting. There have long been ways to use browser information to fingerprint users. However, a web developer who goes by Zoc released the site Extension Fingerprint, which can generate a tracking hash based on a browser's installed Chrome extensions alone. Some extensions use a secret token that's required for external pages to view if it's installed, but Zoc found that comparing loading times for the protected extensions can reveal which ones are actually installed. Bleeping Computer found that installing just 3 to 4 extensions brought the percentage of users with these same extensions to as low as 0.006%. The approach worked for Chrome and Edge browsers, but not on Firefox, which uses unique Firefox extension IDs for every browser instance. The developer claims that while every browser can be uniquely identified by extensions alone, it could be easily combined with other information to create a truly unique ID.
Okay, so this is really interesting. And again, I love the reason that I go to Red Team Village at DEF CON is because I'll admit it, I'm not super innovative, right? I don't come up with crazy novel ideas. But red teamers, offensive security people, they do. And this is one of those right here. So we've been, there's been a big push in the industry around anonymizing yourself, DuckDuckGo, Brave browser. We saw you can use a VPN obviously for the IP layer, but we saw a Chrome extension just a couple weeks ago that like masks basically layers 5, 6, and 7. That way you can't be fingerprinted by JavaScript or whatever. So this is essentially like a side channel attack where the web server is able to query essentially what Chrome extensions you have, and based on the unique assortment of Chrome extensions that you have, kind of identify you as an individual. Now, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's Jerry Auger right there. No, but it would be like, okay, this is user 1111773. And then you could start building a corpus of quote unquote identities and say, okay, like we saw them on apple.com, we saw them on amazon.com, we saw them on Discord. This is the same individual. And now you kind of start having tracking of that individual. Again, they don't know it's you, but with data brokers and the amount of freaking enrichment that goes on with data, it won't take long for them to figure out who you are. So the only way to circumvent this is to this is such a pain in the but like install a new extension, disable an extension, turn an extension off, remove an extension. Like you'd have to keep mucking with your extensions or just not use Chrome anymore and move over to a different browser like Brave or something like that. So I appreciate this. I feel like I don't even know if this researcher is a privacy advocate or not, but I feel like it's typically like really technical people or privacy advocates that figure out these kind of like side channel ish fingerprinting attacks. So anyways, clever and pretty cool.
TikTok migrates to Oracle. TikTok announced 100% of US user traffic is being routed to Oracle Cloud infrastructure. This announcement doesn't materially change the location of data storage for the popular app, as it was already storing US user data domestically and maintained that it didn't share data with the Chinese government. Backups of US user data remain in Singapore for now, but the company plans to fully pivot to Oracle servers in the US and eventually delete all US users' private data from its own data centers. A TikTok spokesperson also said that with this shift, it's taken measures to minimize data access across regions.
All right. So when I see this story, this is one that please, chime in on chat. I usually go back and on certain things, like see what people are saying, but for this one, okay, so a lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this until I knew it, right? Duh. Oracle is kind of like the fourth place. Like, so it's like Amazon, Google, Azure, right? So AWS, Google Cloud Compute or Google Compute Platform, and Microsoft Azure. Those are the three big cloud providers in the United States, probably the world, right? So like when we talk about cloud, those are typically the three things we think about. Well, what a lot of people don't know is Oracle and IBM. You may have heard of IBM. Like they tried to use Watson to like pump up IBM's cloud infrastructure. Now they've got like hybrid, like IBM's trying to differentiate themselves in the cloud market as like being the one if you're going to have on-prem and cloud hybrid environments. Anyways, Oracle and IBM are like second tier, if you will, like the AAA baseball club. And when I see this story, it makes me think if Oracle gave some sweetheart deal to TikTok, since TikTok is the number one app in the world, or maybe the number one social media platform in the world or something like that. Guys, we all know what TikTok is, but it's huge, right? So I wonder if this is a play for Oracle to identify and align themselves with a top tier brand and then deliver on those services and then hopefully begin to emerge with brand awareness that they are a cloud provider. And if they're going to be hosting TikTok, it says for data only. So I wonder if it's only data or like for storage and archival, or if it's their entire production, like the streaming content and the platform itself and all the continuous integration, continuous deployment code base for the TikTok platform. I'm not sure, but that's what I think of when I see this. I don't think that this has anything to do with data rights, GDPR, China, and access to our data or anything like that. I know that there's been a whole host of discussions around TikTok and how it's owned by China and how, like it's being weaponized and stuff like that. I don't know anything about that, but when I see this, that's what I think of. I think this is maybe a splashy news story, but it's just business and a brand awareness move for Oracle.
And now let's thank today's.
All right, so let's listen to the CISOseries.com advert by direction of the people who actually produced the podcast, asking me to begin to play this on stream. So let's listen to that, and then we'll get into the details for the raffle.
Sponsor, Optiv. Modernizing your identity control plane from AD to the cloud is complex. Ralph Martino, who's leading the Identity and Access Management, or IAM group for Optiv, discusses what challenges CISOs are facing in today's ever-changing climate. Things like increasing security, decreasing risk, and lowering cost. Learn more at optiv.com/IAM-Microsoft.
All right. No, I didn't get in trouble, Joel. David Spark, the guy who runs CISO Series, the entire platform, he and I do talk to each other. We've had a couple meetings and conversations and stuff, and he just said, "Hey, like this advertisement's how we pay for some of our bills and stuff like that. Can you please play it?" So I do piggyback on this thing every single day with y'all. So it's a reasonable request. Okay, guys. So really quick, I want to share. Aaron. All right, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, let me try this. Okay, I'm hearing now audio is good. Okay, so it sounds like maybe when I turn on the music, so I won't do that again until maybe the end. Okay, all right. So Barricade Cyber Solutions has sponsored 4 GRC Analyst Master Class vouchers. That's the raffle today. So if you're interested in joining the raffle, the code word is one of the worst default passwords of all time. Admin, ADMIN. So if you want to enter the raffle, go ahead and drop that default IoT password admin into chat, and that will enter you into the contest. ADMIN. Admin. There you go, Jessica Probst. It's like you're logging into the administrative console of the raffle, right? Admin. Okay, Brian W. Misspelled it. Okay, guys, so let's continue on while we're doing this. Oh, I just want to tell everybody really quick. If you don't know, I'll put a link in chat. I knew about the Humble Bundle here, but guys, right now, if you want to get my book, Cybersecurity Career Master Plan, it's the one right there in the middle. If you want to get this book, I wrote it with Jack Scott and John Helmus and Kim Wynn last year. If you want to get it right now, you can get it for $1. $1 on Humble Bundle. And in addition to that book, you get malware analyst techniques in cyber warfare from Dr. Chase Cunningham, who, by the way, is going to be my special guest on Simply Cyber Live Thursday. So if you're interested in getting the Cybersecurity Career Master Plan for $1, which, guys, I'm telling you right now, that's like an incredible value. Considering it took me 6 months to write it, and you can get it for $1. Go ahead and check that out. I dropped it in chat. Also, I mean, if you want, for $18, you can get 24 different books that are all awesome. But I'm pretty pumped on it. Honestly, I'm super pumped that my book is in the $1 tier. I never really wrote that book for money or for financial gain or anything like that. So for it to be able to be very accessible for $1, I absolutely love. So go check that out if you haven't already, or if you're interested. Basically, it's designed for people who want to break into the industry or pivot. If you're in the industry, but you don't want to be a SOC analyst anymore and you want to go to GRC or something, you could totally leverage it for that. All right, let's keep going.
Flagstar discloses another data breach. The bank notified 1.5 million customers of the breach. This occurred back in December when intruders breached its corporate network. The bank discovered on June 2nd that threat actors accessed names, social security numbers, and other sensitive customer information. Flagstar said it alerted law enforcement and did not see any signs of misuse of the data. No word on exactly what data was accessed and why it took 6 months to discover. This is the second major data breach by Flagstar in as many years, with the ransomware gang Clop accessing its servers through an Excelian FTA 0-day, which resulted in names, tax records, and social security numbers exposed on its leak site.
That's pretty gross, dude, that it took them 6 months to figure out what happened, right? Like, so it says they discovered the breach in December of 21, and in June of 22 is when they did something, right? Like, this doesn't jive here. After an investigation, they disclosed on June 2nd the threat actors had sensitive data. Upon learning of the incident, we activated IR. Okay, which is true. You should activate IR when you detect an active compromise. But they did that in December of 21. And guys, I'm not a fool, right? Like, I understand that it takes time to like fully analyze the scope of the breach, quarantine it, eradicate it, and then recover to a known good state. But this is one of those examples. This is why breach notification laws exist. This is why, you know, countries and states require businesses to notify, like HIPAA, right? You have to notify patients of their compromised data. This is why, because I don't know if these individuals, this business had any legal obligation to notify their people, but 6 months is way like, I don't know. I'm glad they notified him, I guess, but like, dude, not good. Of course, as a bank, most financial services companies actually have heavily invested in cybersecurity. Like, they'll have dedicated detection, like the specialized positions, right? So like they'll have a SOC, but then they'll have like detection engineers. They'll have malware analysts, red team, like get actual red team on staff and stuff like that. So they usually invest heavily. So the fact that they went IR, and then hired professionals external to the company like Barricade Cyber Solutions to come in. I get it. I think 6 months is ridiculous, honestly. And this is a case study on why legislation is forcing people to be notify their affected customers sooner, because if not, they'll just go 6 months. I mean, this whatever fallout was from this particular incident, bad guys don't take the data and then instantly weaponize it, but it's probably been sold multiple times over, whatever sensitive data was taken. So from a victim perspective, it's like, how are you supposed to protect yourself if you don't know for half a year that you were actually impacted?
Solana protocol reverses user takeover. We've seen a number of crypto firms struggling with liquidity issues as the crypto market has declined. Over the weekend, the Solana lending protocol, based on Solana, held a governance vote that approved taking over a large user loan to prevent an on-chain liquidation event. This came from an unknown user who held a $108 million stablecoin loan backed up by 5.7 million Solana tokens worth about 170 million US dollars. This user had 95% of the token collateral in Solana's main pool, which would liquidate if the Sol token dropped significantly. After receiving criticism from commentators that this undermined the decentralized nature of the project, a second government vote was held, with 99% voting to invalidate the prior proposal.
Okay, so check this out. I spent some time in crypto and NFTs just to learn it. Some of you know that. This whole, like right now, the crypto market is taking a huge crap. Okay, like it is really failing. And like I said before, yesterday, it's like a snake eating its tail. In order to like stabilize itself, it has to take money out from somewhere and put it into the liquidity pool, right? And I may be getting this a little bit wrong, but basically they have to take money to prop up the value of the coin. But when people see this large amount of money coming in to prop it up, they're realizing that it's like window dressing. They're propping it up to make it look stable, but there's clearly a problem. So then people freak out, like retail investors. They're like, oh, I have $1,000 and $1,000 means a lot to me. I have $1,000 in this coin. I'm going to cash out because I don't want to get screwed. So all these people acting on fear cash out, which brings the value down. So then this group has to take another big chunk of money out to stabilize the coin, which more people see. And it just is wicked, nasty, vicious circle. Another thing that's kind of wild in the crypto space, because it's decentralized, there's a couple different ways that voting can happen on decisions, right? You can vote, like everyone that has some stake in the coin gets to vote, or, and this makes more sense, honestly, the more coin you own, the bigger the percentage of the vote you get. Well, the problem is in this case with Solana, a whale owns 95% of the pool, the liquidity pool, or the coin or whatever. Someone owns 95%. So basically they get to decide what happens. Like any vote they want goes. And it looks like this person was going to lose, $1 million, $2 million or whatever. So they propped up a vote to do something for them financially that screwed everybody else on the coin. And the vote passed, obviously. And the community got pissed, and they basically publicly shamed him, and they forced him to hold another vote. And then 99% of people, I bet you I can guess what the 1% was that voted against it. Probably this whale. 99% said, no, let's not do that. So anyways, the whole crypto space, it's a hot mess on fire. I'm glad I know enough about it to know that I don't want to know more about it, and that I'm going to stay away from it personally. You guys do what you do. You do what you want. Obviously there's way smarter people out there than me. But from everything I can see, it's basically, fraud central and, 3-card Monty and a bunch of crap. It's so much pump and dump, right? And that's why we're seeing celebrities get held accountable for buying up a big portion of some trash coin and then promoting it and then selling, right? I mean, it's that fraud taxonomy I talked about earlier. That's like page 2, right? Like it's not complicated.
Capital One hacker found guilty. A jury found former Amazon software engineer Paige Thompson guilty of 7 federal crimes in relation to her 2019 hack of Amazon Web Services accounts, including wire fraud, illegally accessing a protected computer, and damaging a protected computer. Thompson created a tool to search for misconfigured accounts on AWS, letting her access accounts from 30 Amazon clients, including Capital One. This access eventually led her to obtain 120,000 social security numbers and 77,000 bank account numbers. She also used those servers in cryptocurrency. As part of the extensive paper trail left by Thompson, prosecutors found her bragging about the heist on GitHub. She's set to be sentenced on September 15th.
Okay, so from the from the book of "Don't Do It This Way," I bring you the former Amazon employee convicted in the Capital One attack. If you guys remember this, this happened like a year or two ago. Everything about this was not how to do it. Okay, so couple things. One, this was like a harken back to like the late '90s. I'll tell you the fraud book in a second, or Kimberly, if you can answer Joel, like what the principles of it's the principles of fraud examination. Okay, if you guys don't remember, so like in the early '90s, freaking young people were trying to figure out how to hack stuff. Like that's where DEF CON came from, etc. You could kind of just like explore and be curious, and now we've evolved into a much more mature. There's labs, there's actually contained environments. You don't have to foray into like weird spaces and do gray type stuff in order to learn, right? Well, this Amazon employee basically abused their access. Now it says convicted of hacking, right? Convicted of hacking. Hold on, get out of here with this noise. Convicted of hacking, guys, right? I'm telling you right now, this user did not hack. If my memory serves me correct, this user was an admin who had access to a backend, kind of like the back plane of AWS, and was able to jump in kind of to different systems, different, Dynamo databases or whatever. I don't know all the technical details of what she did, but basically she had access. So it was unauthorized access, not hacking, right? Like it's so lazy and salacious to call it hacking. But long story short, she took 100 million people's data files. She was very braggadocious about it, very like the opposite of espionage, if there's a word for that. Not only bragging about it on GitHub, which is stupid, definitely going to get caught. Now, I do want to say that this particular individual, Paige Thompson, was a wonderful example of, I don't want to call it martyr, but like being used as a case study. Like they dragged her through the front page of the media news, made a big deal about abusing access, and now obviously going to jail. Like obviously her crime was felonious, and she got charged with 7 federal crimes. So going away for a while. So don't basically don't abuse your access. You will get caught, especially if you're arrogant about it. One thing that I do find interesting. Oh, Capital One is paying $190 million. I thought it said she was paying $190 million. Yikes, dude. You think she'll get a referral letter from Capital One? They had to pay $190 million class action lawsuit. That's wicked gross. And additional $80 million in regulatory fines. I don't know about that. I mean, even if Paige Thompson had least privilege, like let's talk about zero trust principles, right? Let's say she was being tracked. She had least privilege. If you have authorized access as a IT administrator, then you have access, right? Like you can't give them access and then be held $270 million worth of fines later because you didn't stop them, right? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being a little too basic about this, but dude, you have to empower your staff to be able to take action. You can't put so much control over them that they're unable to do anything. So, plus they caught her, probably not because of the detection controls, but because of her bragging online. But anyways.
And now your Should Have Patched Tuesday update. CISA informed organizations that Automation Direct patched several high-severity vulnerabilities in their programmable logic controller and human-machine interface products commonly used in industrial control systems. Google's Project Zero disclosed an Apple Safari vulnerability being actively exploited in the wild, which was initially patched in 2013, but reintroduced with a bypass in 2016, and then patched by Apple in February 2022. And then Ninja Forms released a backported security update to its popular WordPress plugin to patch a code injection vulnerability believed to be actively exploited.
Okay, so if you didn't catch that little roundup, if you're running Safari, make sure it's up to date. Really, if you're running any piece of software, make sure it's up to date. But our web browsers, our Chrome or Firefox or Safari, if you use Safari, I know there's some hardcore Apple advocates in here. Just make sure they're up to date, guys. It's simple, right? Just right click, update. Simple. Okay. Also, Automation Direct is patching PLC and HMI products. So all of my ICS OT community out there, this is cool. Usually we don't see a lot of patches for PLC and HMI. I kind of wonder, this must be some serious vulnerabilities for them to fix it. Yep. Several high severity vulnerabilities. Okay. That makes a lot of sense, guys. Typically, ICS, OT technology doesn't get patched all that often because it's usually old. Looks like Dragos was involved. CISA, and CISA published 3 advisories. Okay, so pretty cool. If you work in this space, I don't know how many people join the Simply Cyber Morning Daily Cyber Threat Briefing that work in ICS OT, but if you do, this is awesome, and please drop it in chat because I'd actually be curious how many people are working in ICS OT. So, all right, guys, I'm going to try to put the music on again. You tell me if my audio screws up, okay? Here we go. All right, so now the music is on. My audio screws up, okay? Okay. Okay. All right. So I turned the music off. My audio should be fixed now. How's that? How's that? I won't. Bob, calm down. Relax, man. Okay? Relax, Bob. Is my audio better now, guys? Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll just roll this way, okay? No big deal on the music. I'll give it a reboot and we'll see what happens. See, guys, it's not Windows or Mac, right? It's just Simply Cyber production. It's got audio issues. Period. End of story. Okay, so let's do the drawing. If you did drop admin, ADMIN in chat, then you guys are entered for the contest. So let's go ahead and pick it. The code word was admin. I'm going to go ahead and roll. If you win, contact me via Discord and I will get you what you need. So good luck to everybody. First winner is David B. David B, congratulations on winning. Well done. David B won the giveaway. All right. Let's go for the next one. Luis Lan. Great. Luis has got a great avatar image too. So congratulations to Luis. Luis, connect with me on on Discord in order to get your stuff. Next winner is Pamela. What's up, Pamela? Longtime squad member and definitely friend of Simply Cyber. So congratulations, Pamela, on winning the voucher there. Congratulations. And let me roll for our final winner today. Bog the Beast. Congratulations to Bog the Beast. So those are our 4 winners today. Congratulations to all of them. Join us tomorrow and throughout the week as we'll continue to raffle 4 GRC vouchers per day. Compliments of Barricade Cyber Solutions. Guys, before we go, I want to tell everybody, because I made this decision yesterday evening. Some of you may know that every Wednesday I play on stream live ThreatGen's Red versus Blue cybersecurity simulation platform. It's basically a simulated environment where you can be offensive or defensive. And I switch week to week. So Last week I was offensive, and I actually played heads up against Eric Taylor of Barricade Cyber Solutions. He won. Well done to Eric. He did great. This week I will be defensive and always trying to put a fun spin on it. This week I will be doing CMMC level 1. So I am going to implement a CMMC level 1 foundational compliant organization, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do the bare minimum that maps to CMMC level 1, and we're going to see if the active adversary totally pwns me or if CMMC level 1 is sufficient to be able to provide some level of resiliency or protection for an organization. If it works out well, maybe we'll do CMMC level 2 the following week. But if you're interested, go to, I'll drop it in chat, youtube.com/threatgen. You can go there to watch it, or you can go to Simply Cyber YouTube channel right here and pick up the streams. Either one will get you there, but this is tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. I will be explaining to you exactly what CMMC is, exactly what level 1 is, how it relates to NIST. I've got a lot of experience with NIST and the 853, the 837, 800-171, like all of the different 800 special pubs that relate to cybersecurity. I've got a lot of experience. So this will be fun to jump in the simulator tomorrow and actually test the efficacy of this framework. Also, as a quick shout out, this Thursday, Dr. Chase Cunningham, aka Dr. Zero Trust, he's going to be my guest on Simply Cyber Live. Some of you are familiar with his work already. We highlighted his textbook on cyber warfare that you can download for $1 as part of that Humble Bundle. He's going to be coming on. I've talked to Dr. Chase. We've had many conversations. He's a great guy, very cool dude, and I'm looking forward to introducing you all to him if you haven't met him. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I do appreciate all of you. If you got value out of this, take 1 second, hit the like button or the thumbs up or whatever it is. If you're on YouTube, it certainly helps with the algorithm so other people can find us, right, and be part of the Simply Cyber community. I've been working tirelessly to reach into different kind of areas that are a little bit outside of where I normally operate in order to educate and share with people the Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I've given multiple talks. I talked to Raisi Cyber recently, WGU, a couple Carolina-based cybersecurity clubs. I've been asked to give some ISC Squared Toronto talk in a couple of weeks. So I'm out there, hitting the bricks, trying to share with everybody. So if you can do, a part of this too for me by hitting like and really sharing with other people in your social community, if you think they would get value from this. I'm super biased. I think that this morning briefing is a lot of fun and a lot of value for everybody. So that's why I'm out there trying to promote it and share it with everybody. So yeah, still waiting on the TEDx talk. I was nominated for a TED talk. We'll see if the TED talk people want to hear me talk. I do feel a little intimidated, honestly, hashtag imposter syndrome, given a TED talk, considering how all the people who give TED Talks have such like really thoughtful, innovative, novel ideas that are, interesting. And, I'll if I get accepted to do a TED Talk, I'll try to think of something really clever and interesting, like, I don't know, like a novel approach to solving ransomware or something like that. I don't know. Well, thanks, David B. Thanks, Joel Belton. Thanks, K. Scott Powell. Congratulations on winning the raffle the other day. Bryant Peak, thank you. Yep, I see you all. So many people promoting on LinkedIn, and I appreciate that. I also love seeing the GRC Analyst Master Class certificate of completions that people are showing off. I think that is fantastic. Absolutely love it. If you guys do if you do Instagram, I don't know if you do or not, but Gerald Auger, Simply Cyber, I'm trying to push that and promote that. So if you're interested in that, I'll drop it in chat. and you guys follow that and follow or sub or whatever you do on Instagram. I'm pushing a lot of stuff out there. In fact, I actually carved up a bunch of snackable content pieces from the Eric Taylor ransomware day in the life incident response interview the other day. So that should be coming out pretty soon. Thank you, Karen Peterson. Karen said some really nice stuff here. Don't sell yourself short, Jerry. I appreciate that, Karen. Thank you, Patrick. I'd be awesome at a TED Talk. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It would be so speaking at DEF CON and Black Hat is a career goal of mine. Doing a TED Talk, that would be outrageously cool. I think I'd want to do that. Can I gift the GRC class to someone I know? Yeah, I mean, did you win the GRC class, George? Or are you talking about purchasing one and giving it as a gift? Connect with me on Discord, George, and we can talk about what your needs are and how to help solve those needs. No. I haven't been accepted as head speaker. Just some people nominated me to the committee of TED Talks in order to be a speaker. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. If I do get accepted for a TED Talk, this community will be the first to know. Via some animated GIFs on the Discord server of me, doing the dancing baby thing or whatever. Oh, Joe Torres. Yeah, that'd be cool, Joe. Let me know. Hit me up on LinkedIn or Discord. We could talk. Okay, George. Thank you. All right. Well, that's going to do it, y'all. Sorry for the audio issues, but hey, it's a Simply Cyber production. I can't avoid the audio issues. Y'all have a good one. We will see you. What is today? Tuesday? Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, June 22nd, 8 a.m. for the next cyber threat briefing. Y'all have a wonderful Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.